national anthems of our two sides for the Women's Open gold medal match. England take on Wales. This is how England line up. Jenny Lee, Bronte Sykes, Emily Clues, Rosanna Cormack, Sophia Luxton, Lucy Norburn, and Goddard, Sabrina Walker, Sadie Meakin wearing number 10, Kate Davis-Bavin, Caroline Pillman, Adlin Drew, Danny Payton, Susanna Hudson, and Rosa Kells, led by Simon Clare. While for Wales, who will look to go one better than their mixed open team in the last final, Lowry Morgan, Carol James, Sarah Ramadan, Rachel Stevens, Roxy Williams, Catherine Richards, Zoe Eaton, Keris Ballett, Miriam Evans, Joanne Jones, Amber Short, Helen Huxtable, Sarah Platt, Shania Masters, and Henry Rightful, coached by David Smith. Amber Short, we did have a message from the Wales camp to update her name. I think there's been a recent change. Stephen Jameson with you on the commentary. I'd like to be joined again by Ben Powell for this women's final. We've watched these two teams quite a few times over the course of the last few days. And what are we expecting from this final?
High quality, probably a bit of drama based on the finals we've seen so far as well. What we are going to get is a game of touch that's not nice.
Forget that, I'll be disappointed.
Absolutely.
That's what we're after. We did see these two teams play each other actually yesterday, right at the very start of the day, if I remember. If I'm right in saying. Towards the start anyway, and England got a pretty healthy victory against Wales.
Yesterday their teams came against each other. And England comfortable victors.
1-11-1.
Yeah, and look, I wouldn't take too much from that game. Obviously, it's a confidence booster for England. Wales, I'm sure, won't be letting that result out. How to play for 14. England will be going into this complacent, thinking that Wales are going to be an easier position.
And we'll be hoping that's the case for sure. Wales in black and red. Forward come Wales, and this is a good start. And the touch just caught Catherine Richards there on the way through.
Probably see a lot go through Roxy Williams initially here for Wales, as was the case in the type of set with England with Rosie Cormack.
Watch out for the pace of this England team through the middle. It's a real feature. Caroline Pillman is a wonderful athlete. Terrific ball carrier. Sadie Meakin. Back in her stride. England do this so well. What have we got at the end of it? Oh, it's a bit of a challenge in the end from Zoe Eaton. I think it's made to look a whole lot worse because I think the England player there was just losing her footing as she went into that. It's Jenny Lee, I think it is, who was fouled.
Zoe Eaton standing her ground. I'm not sure there was any intent there in the touch. She stood her ground. Jenny, she seems okay. A little bit shaken up. But there'll be no love lost in that. I'm sure hugs and kisses after the game, but certainly not now.
No, time and a place and all that. Catherine Richards moves the ball on for Wales. A little part one, which was quite enjoyed watching that.
So we see Amber Short come on.
Just love to see this towards the players with distracting around various different body parts. It's been a long, arduous 4 days. No different. First it round the other side. Might try and go all the way there. Miriam Evans. Oh, he managed it.
Yeah, good shot by Lucy Morgan. She noticed her link, Sadie Meakin, is in trouble. Pops up, makes that crucial touch on Miriam Evans.
In the score as well.
Yeah, she's the youngest player representing them. She might actually be the youngest player representing the she's often
And if you three can jump onto the stage there, we just put As you all know, the most important people in the game, those three.
They need to front up a little bit more to stop their flow, but Wales doing well at the moment.
Plenty of Welsh possession so far. Picking up well with Roxy Williams at half.
Wales to do well here.
Sort of similar tactics used by the mixed team in the last game. And it worked so well because you've got two such sensational middles and level and trays. And the tactic can still work without that quite that level of quality, but you can sort of see the similarities.
Yeah, definitely. Look, a lot's going to come from both middles in both teams at the moment, particularly midfield and women's game. Takes off.
Out on the outside, the Clues shows into traffic.
Really good defence from Zoe. Oh, we got a penalty. High touch. I think
Maybe it was because the last one was 1.5.
yeah, I'm not sure that was a high touch, but England will take it. Really good defence from Zoe. And so Wales have done their homework. They're knowing that England are taking on the outside. Zoe's getting it nice and early. Really good defence. They won't mind too much with the early doors. They're going to know now where the referee is in terms of what they're touch. If it's long, Dante, Addy drew it.
Oh, such a good finish. Well, one play there is saying to got a touch. That's very massive on this near side.
It's a big decision. So the Welsh players claimed the touch, but the referees have overridden. All I can assume is that they would have feel the ball was down before the touch was made or that she's missed.
Let's have a look. Obviously, we get two looks at the referees down. Conference. I said, it didn't look like she did, no. It's like to be a bit of fresh air between.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, perhaps clip the top of the shoulder. I don't know. Benefit of that. I'm sure.
By the way, for the winger for England, it was an blinding finish.
Yeah, Abby Gill, very experienced one. And with her body at anything, so I don't feel that.
Caught by Wales.
So England have been penalised for touch. Just waiting for the signal that the referee to understand what it was for. Wales were lucky there. I think, again, we're finding that balance with what is hard and what is not. That touch the referee would have deemed that actually forced Roxy to drop the ball. So they played advantage and then come back.
Oh, now then. Oh, touch called.
Yeah, very, very early signal there by the referee, which is good. Sophia Luxton popping off the line to make that touch.
Williams takes it back
Dr.
again.
Williams.
That time she goes for the line. That touch was a little more obvious. Saw it when she was, before she really even started her dive.
Yeah, and again, the England girls popping off that line to make sure they're initiating that touch before the ball can be placed over the line. And it got out that time.
Richards.
And again, they're popping up.
Long ball out. Oh, how about that? And it's Roxy Williams. And Wales have levelled the scores. It's 1 each.
Yeah, really good and well worked touchdown here by Wales. Roxy will have run quite passive here, and then all of a sudden she's going to pop up into that hole that Anna Goddard can't quite cover, and Lucy Norman. That is a beautiful hole. Well done.
It was moving all the time as well. Judged it and timed it to perfection. England peg back after 7 minutes. Decent stretch of time. One piece.
Danny Payton down. Here goes Alyssa Grant-Walker in half, and a good shot down there by Rachel Stevens. Very experienced head, Rachel Stevens. Speaking of experience, there's Miriam Evans, just reached her 100th cap for Wales at this tournament. And she's driving hard.
And it says a lot as well that 100 caps and still playing for the Open team, with the quality that's coming through from the youngsters and age groups that are there for, which aren't actually that old.
Absolutely. No, Miriam's a fantastic player, real stalwart of Wales touch, and does a lot for junior development and youth development as well. And it's it's fantastic that she's still good enough to be in this Welsh Women's Open team.
Yeah, because it's entirely on merit. There's quite a few teams Moon is actually able to play for and qualify for.
This is a good set by England. Trying to wrestle back some momentum midfield. I need to shift that ball quickly. I've lost a little bit there, so Jenny Lee off to Sophia Luxton. What's Jenny got?
Yes, there.
Can't quite get that strike dump in.
And they'll take it back over there, about 10-15 metres out.
So that's interesting. The referee initially looked to sort of wave that clear, but has decided to come back for the hard touch. So that's 3 penalties now in a row for hard touches. Both teams must be careful now.
Lee dives for the line.
Good defence by Wales.
Small. Lee again combined, and that's an error. Came off the back of Sophia Luxton. To get the ball back.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there, and you can see as they run back, Jen pointing out to Sophia what they were looking to run, so I'm sure they'll fix that when they get back to the box. Here goes Wales, really good couple of touches here to get their drive well underway and over halfway. And hopefully we'll see an attacking opportunity for Wales now. Here goes Miriam Evans in for Roxy.
Options right and left.
And Amber Short on the field as well.
Here goes Roxy Williams. Little dummy to Evans. Playing on the outside. Didn't have the space.
Good defence.
Just cuts out all options really, England in that scenario. Clues back on the field for England. Player to watch from deep because you'll see it here. She's very, very quick.
Yeah, she is. Ready, Drew. Good yards. Really good yards. Sophia Luxton. Shift that ball, that's good. Much earlier this time they're shifting that ball, and you can see the difference in England's attacking platform now. Susanna Hudson setting something up for herself here.
Makes some really good yards, goes out to the wing.
Oh,
Drew,
so
I don't think quite gets that in, it's close.
Much better play there from England. So you see them sweep on out of the box rather than come a little bit more direct. That gives them the width to give them an attacking platform.
I don't think it's too much of a coincidence that the upturn in yardage gain came when Caroline Pillman was on the field either. Such a fantastic runner with the ball.
Yeah, she is. Takes advantage of any situation that presents itself as well.
Now Wales might have a chance here. Slipping and
good defence touch.
Got to be bolder, ladies. Step up and make touches.
England again, a little bit more direct, good yards through Sadie Meakin. Goddard coming in. And we're going to work the box, bring some fresh legs on. Two really good sets in a row now for England. Jen Lee sending Rosie in. Yeah, there we go. I was just about to say this Welsh defence need to pop up, and there comes Rachel Stevens to do exactly that and put some pressure back on England.
Now, do England have the room on this near side? No, they don't.
Brilliant defence by Wales. Really good defence.
Danny Payton on this near side, who couldn't profit from the lack of space. And already we've seen in the first 12 minutes here in this final, a totally different Welsh team than the one that were so comfortably beaten by England yesterday.
Absolutely. So there we have a change of possession for a ski dump. So when you roll the ball, you must face, your hips must be square to the scoreline. So referee picking that one up on the Welsh team. This gives England a good opportunity to attack from left up. Good hands.
Really good hands.
And the local Kate Davis-Babin.
She's again a bit of a heavy touch.
Yeah, I think there's more Kate off balance more than anything. And the ref sees it that way as well. And
just wondered if the way that they've been calling it,
well,
it might have gone the way of England.
So here's Caroline Pillman.
With Luxton and Pillman once more. Space out on this near side. Oh, nearly squeezed all the way through. Oh, goes for the quick one. Referee not having it.
they say, I haven't awarded the mark yet. Please take it back.
Tillman drops back into the pocket, almost like a quarterback. Really good touch there.
Yes, this Wales are pushed a saver back in defence now, so they're running someone in what we call the pocket. Typically not when needed. Interestingly, they hadn't seemed to have run that earlier, but Caroline's now on, and they're looking at saving.
Smiles from the defender there. It's very easy again.
Yes, so what England, what the referee is speaking to the Welsh about is them dropping out of the touches. So you must stay up to make that touch.
Clues, Pillman, Luxton,
Pillman
again.
Second phase, not quite the pass there. They've still got touches up their sleeve.
Going to use all of them. Bronte Sykes finds Pillman. And Luxton. Pillman once more. And Luxton, and over. And eventually, England huff and puff and blow the door down.
Yeah, perseverance here more than anything. The Welsh defence was holding really tight, and high and strong. Caroline takes off, and it's that movement that brings in that extra defender and provides a gap for Sophia Luxton to go over the white line. England 2, Wales 1.
Coming up to 5 minutes to go until the break, and it's a crucial score for England. They've not found it easy at all. Wales have been really solid defensively, giving us the close final that we hoped for. If they can find a route through offensively again, giving them some real things to talk about at half time. Oh, there's one there.
Just that error there from Roxy Williams. There goes Sadie Meakin. Nice and direct here from the England girls. Looking to sub. And got from the sub call.
They did. In the space now then for Sadie Meakin to coordinate an attack with Jenny Lee.
Both Sadie and Jenny play in the same regional side in England. Both current national champions in England as well. Combined well throughout that tournament last year.
You can see the relationship formed. Was there a touch? There was.
Great touch. Really good cover defence there.
You can just see when these two play, they know each other inside out in the way they move the ball between them.
Yeah, there's a good synergy between both of them. And here's Caroline Pillman on the back door. Great defence, well read. Really well read from the Welsh anchor.
Emily Ruck that was with a really good read. This is Zoe Eaton.
It's a sign of a team who've done their homework, are reading cues really well. Wales are up for this.
Larry Morgan. Taken over by Rachel Stevens. For short now. A bit of room. Taken over again by Morgan. Again.
Larry Morgan.
Wales slightly on the back foot here. And he just didn't really have an idea once that last burst from Morgan didn't quite pan out the way they wanted. It's good defending again for England.
Yeah, they've done.
We noticed this yesterday actually with, I think it was their performance against Wales. They won 11-1, but what was most impressive was the way they limited Wales to so few chances. Yes, they were effective going forward, but their defensive work was stellar.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems to be that Wales is setting up their game defensively as well. Here goes Susanna Hudson, Emily Clues. Great recovering touch.
Looked to be a touch there.
The pass is where the pass is forward here. So, false excitement. Referee awards a penalty for a forward pass, and Wales get the ball and get the match back underway.
Yeah, there was quite a big cheer up from the watching crowd here, a large contingent of which, of course, are following the home nation. And getting their seats for two finals coming up. We've obviously already got the women here, we've got the men's coming up as well. To round out the European Championships, Wales wanting to become European champions, and just going a little early there, Ellen Huxtable. If the try line was about 5 yards closer, she would have been for a brilliant score.
Yeah, absolutely. The referee's picked something up here, so we just missed his signal. But England have got a penalty, and being pointed to the mark from the referee, and England get us back on the way to Eddie Joe. Nick Davis Bavin in half, Nottingham local, John Hudson.
Been an awful lot to a few of these girls for England who do
Goes
play
Eddie Joe.
around good cover these parts. To not just become European champions again, some for the first time, but also on home turf as well, in every sense of the word. As Pullman brings it forward, lovely offload, and that is Bronte Sykes. And the touch is called.
Very good defence by Wales. Equally good attack. Caroline Pillman takes off. Very good touch. So half court, change of possession.
It has been a bit last ditch at times from Wales, but their saving touches have been superb at times.
Yeah, and look, I think sometimes it can look last ditch, particularly when a player leaves their feet. Ultimately, on the fifth touch, it's okay to leave your feet to make that touch because you're not going to need to get up to make another one. So it's not like you lose any advantage there. And we have another error by Wales, and then turn the ball over in good field position.
One of our lowest scoring games so far today. We're 30 seconds away from half time, only 2-1, and that is something that Wales can take a huge amount of pride in, considering the scoreline that they're up against and the team they're up against. And big favourites coming into this one. Wales have really given them a game here. They want to keep it as it is though, until the buzzer, no doubt about that.
Traditionally, a Wales-England Women's Open final, and certainly over the last two European Championships, they have been relatively low-scoring games. The quality certainly do that. Here England go, can they do anything before? There's the hooter. Ball goes across from Jenny Lee.
And broken up.
And ball down.
And that'll do us for the first half. It's 2-1 to England. Low scoring, but certainly not low on entertainment. The two sides have really given us a lot to look at in this first half. A lot to analyse at the break as well. We'll be back with you for the start of the second half. In the meantime, we take a look back on what was a glorious mixed open final, and we get to now have a bit of a chat with the Scottish captain, Mikey Short. Chris.
Mikey Short, captain of the Scotland Mixed Open, fresh from the most dramatic final of the afternoon so far. Cliche time, but how do you feel?
Absolutely exhausted. First and foremost, that's our second drop off of this tournament. Two today, indeed, one against England in the semi-final. Luckily, we had the legs for it in the end. We were pushed harder than we've ever been pushed in Europe, I would say. But we pulled through, and I'm extremely proud of the team.
Yeah, you came into this tournament as very, very, joint favourites really with Wales. So for the two of you to reach the final and then put on a show like that for everybody watching here, 1,000 people, also around the pitch, people watching at home online as well, fantastic.
I hope it was a good exhibition. There's two fantastic teams. We know a lot of them through our club scene in the UK, and I think I hope they would agree that it's a very that was a very good atmosphere. We had a lot of respect between these two teams. Yeah, we might have been favourites, but because we've won a few in our past, but that's just pressure. As pressure, everyone's gunning for us, and they got extremely close. But I'm so happy, and the amount of hard work we put in just to nick it at the end was all worth it.
That's fine. We let everybody play with the microphones. The semi-final, you say, but with England,
yes.
After being comfortable winners against them in the round-robin stages, for it to go to a drop-off this morning, how much was that a bit of a wake-up call, and how much did it prepare you for the final?
Well, first and foremost, they were incredibly good in the semi-final. That was all them. That wasn't us. We played well, but they played so much better than the round-robin game. So great credit to them. However, I said to the team after that that it takes more than just a touch on the field to win a comp. We spoke about how that created team unity. It created a team bond because we'd had to fight through that adversity. And hey, it worked for us in the final because we had to go through that same adversity. So I think we were prepared well.
Well, lovely to hear from Mikey Short there, and for his to get his young and on camera as well. I'm not sure that they were as happy as Mikey to be interviewed, but Lovely to hear from him. And as we see the crowds gathered in here from all nationalities, quite a few English shirts in there, as well as some Swiss and some Italian. You can spot one of our Middle East players is in there too. Truly global competition this. And we take a look back at the scores, Ben. It was a low-scoring game, and this was the first one, and a very good one it was as well.
Yeah, it was. Again, that particular highlight doesn't show us the lead-up in a sense, but England had conditioned Wales on the outside, and then Jen Lee decided she was going to shift the ball back against the grain and go the other way. That's something that England have been utilising quite a lot this half. And there we have a beautiful hold by Roxy Williams for Wales, and his England's second touchdown, this time through Caroline Tillman. She's got that step back, draw a pass, and then leading herself a severe mistake.
And they had the ball before that second touchdown for an awful long time as well. It was just the crack started to show in the Welsh defence.
Absolutely. Look, I don't think we've seen the best of both teams yet. You know, they've certainly played better throughout these 4 days. And I would expect that we'll see a little bit more from them this half, and I'm sure they're keeping a little bit in the locker to bring out towards the end of this game. But ultimately, it doesn't matter how well you play. Sometimes it's the result.
I don't think either of these two teams will mind how they play at all, as long as they end up with the gold medal.
Absolutely.
Just get the sense that England maybe have more to find in this second half.
Yeah, perhaps. Look, never underestimate the Welsh. You know, they're a phenomenal touch-playing nation in the sense that they punch well above their weight numerically. Their development structures are often to be envied, and they're doing a fantastic job out there in this fight at the moment. Whilst England hold the lead in terms of scoreboard, it's certainly been relatively even in terms of performance so far as England get us back on the way.
They certainly do. Just got a glimpse there of all the crowds that have gathered here at Highfields to watch our women's final. See what the men's to come as Meakin takes over for England. Around the field on this white.
It's a very dangerous street here on Sadie Meeks and Hudson and Goddard, but we have a mistake. And Wales turn it over. Off they go.
So run forward by Sarah Platt. First time I've really seen her in this one. The number 13 for Wales. Hit their sub box. That's nicely done. Forward goes Harry Morgan. Joanne Jones, likewise, the first time we've really seen her in action in an offensive sense in this one. And maybe an opportunity for Joanne, but can't quite squeeze through there. That's 6 touches as well.
Yeah, well done to England. They looked in a little bit of strife there leading into their line, but Susanna Hudson and Sadie Meakin recovered nicely, and Sadie's popped up to make one touch. And a good start to their drive as well, just like Wales had.
Yeah, they've got up to halfway very, very quickly. Take their time here as well now. Emily Clues might going for a little bit of a run here. Held up. Tillman. Ball between himself and Jenny Clues.
Tillman shouting those instructions. Looks like she's going to take off here. Runs into some traffic.
Oh, now then.
And Wales interception and take the touch. Off Wales go.
We have seen a couple of those interceptions where we've then seen the whole field attempted to be run, but I'm not sure that Amberley Ruck, after 4 days of competition in that scenario, had that in the locker. So it chose a wise decision.
Yeah, at this stage of the tournament, sometimes when an interception presents itself, it's the last thing you want. But with European glory at the end of it, I'm sure she would have done her very best.
Glowing on our players there. Tillman. It's been at the heart of pretty much everything good that England have done offensively.
Hudson.
She is.
A little bit of a half scoop there, and Sadie goes down again. Off takes Susanna.
Need to shut this down, Wales. Oh, and the pass just didn't quite have the legs.
Unlucky for Maddie Jewett. She's got to recover now and get back in that defensive line, and she does really well. Kate Davis Babin covering there for her.
Wales, the Wales is on the short can come forwards.
And a good drive again from Wales. Getting rid of some of that pressure.
It's on the outside. Williams takes it at half. Gaining yards for Wales, and then the back defending own goal line again. Ruck. Williams. There's a touch in there from the opposite number of Amberley Ruck, Susanna Hudson.
Yeah, really good, well read by Susanna Hudson. So she's popped out of the line. Fairly low risk because the ball's not going to come back to where she's come from. And steals that touch to give England some reprieve. And again, they go quite direct on the drive. It allows some substitutions to take place. So he's going to fade towards the box, feeding Alyssa Grant-Walker.
And Luxton pops it on. Tillman at half. Speeds into action. Didn't really have many options, so he was almost forced to try and do something spectacular. Wanted something to her right.
Yeah, I think her options were quite limited given the referees deemed that a couple of the ball plays were offside. So the referee said, well, not enough advantage was available, so we're going to come back for the penalty, and England will be very happy to have this repeat set of 6.
There's one gone, defended by Rachel Stevens, but this is how England got the second score. Just relentless pressure in the middle of this Welsh defence. Luxton. How's it? Keeping them out. And doing a pretty good job of it too.
Yeah, some really wise defending by Wales at the moment. They are moving off their line, but they're doing so in a way that is quite slow and effective. And we're going to play on. Yeah, I think so, but they won't be complaining, and they've got a penalty as well. The referee's deemed that to be a hard touch, and he's absolutely right. But England will still be upset that we should have gone back for that initial infringement.
Huxtable. Paging forward now by Wales. This is Sarah Ramadan. Again. Oh, Wales don't get the decision this time. They wanted it.
So I think, I didn't quite see the referee signal, but we've probably either got something like over the mark, or the Welsh player actually went in and dropped her shoulder into that touch. Caroline Pillman gets us back underway, and Goddard, Caroline Pillman. And we've got some fresh legs coming on in Jenny Lee and Emily Cruz and Rosanna Cormack.
Cruz on the outside. And she's a sweeper here and picks it up at pace. This is where she's so dangerous. And we've run into a little bit of traffic, but they keep the pressure up. Lee conducts traffic from the middle. And once again, Caris Ballett is the centre of our officials' attention. She leads the pressure. Lee can quite squeeze through. Let's get it back. England are finding it really difficult to break through this Welsh defence. And the longer it stays like this, perhaps the longer, or the more rather, that Wales will really start to believe they can do this.
Yeah, look, well, I mean, Wales, it's not like Wales aren't in it and the scoreline is flattering them. Actually, you know, they're well in it, and they've actually enjoyed long periods of time where the momentum's certainly been with them. You're right, England are really struggling to break them down. We haven't seen a huge difference in the way England are attacking from the first half, which surprises me at this stage. I'd expect to see some sort of variation come against Wales at some point, because it's highly likely they've conditioned Wales in a particular way in that first half, and we're going to run something slightly different in the second to hopefully get some touchdowns on the board. But at the moment, normal service has been resumed that we've seen in the first half.
England's Again, applying pressure, staring at the black wall in front of them. All the way out to the wing, and they've got the player over here, and they are in to score. And Adeline Druitt has done it again. She got the first, she's now got the third, and that could be a really crucial breakthrough. And judging by the celebration, I think she knows it.
Yeah, this is a really smart play. So all I can think here is that Wales have got a little bit lost in terms of their player numbers, with an English player actually coming from behind and making up that link position. I think Wales thought that they had the numbers covered, but England, very smart move, utilising Susanna Hudson's long ball, their third touchdown of the game, to take a little bit of pressure off. What can Wales do in return? Every time England have thrown something at them so far, they've managed to respond, whether that be through the touchdown they scored or wrestling back that momentum.
They need a bit of both, I'd say. Obviously 2 touchdowns compared to 1. Here comes Ramadan. It's a good-looking ball, but not brought in by Zoe Eaton. Looking a little bit forward as well. England will resume. This is where, with a little bit of a cushion, they can just go a bit back to basics and get the ball down the pitch and make Wales really work for it.
Yeah. But initially a good start with their drive, but they've lost a tiny bit of momentum, but Jen Lee and Emily have managed to get that back.
It's nicely done.
This is last touch.
A bit creative here, England.
They may have lost the count. Lost the count. There we go, Wales turn it over. And off they go.
Nice. Masters rampaging away down the left-hand side. Wales really sprinting out their own half, trying to set up some kind of base in English territory, put some pressure on their own.
And again, we're seeing early balls there. Lowry Morgan, so effective in the drive. Very selfless player. See her gaining many yards.
Short. To the wing. Good option inside, and Wales break down. The issue for Wales is how good they've been defensively. England have been the same whenever the question's been asked of them, and to get 2 scores back against England is going to be very, very tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Jenny Lee making some good yards there in the stages of their drive. Physicality starting to creep in again.
A little bit. And looks like our officials are not going to stand for it. So just having a bit of a chat. So, no surprise, Sinclair's ballot involved again. Number short.
So the referee's forced sub, game short. Usually what happens there with a hard touch, because it's multiple infringements, the actual infringement itself is not worth a forced sub, so the player who's done it is in forced sub, but they'll often go to the captain and say, you are being forced sub because there's an accumulation of infringements. Both teams probably need to be careful now, because the next time it happens we could see a period of time given.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit needly, this, and both teams, you get the sense, aren't particularly happy with the way it's going for them and the calls by the officials.
No, and weirdly, I mean, I know we're sitting here and not down and not playing on the field, but the officials are doing a good job.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty good sign when both teams aren't happy. Probably calling it somewhere down the middle. They come again, England. Is this the moment? England does well to break it. Again, ends up dumped on the backside. Play continues. Susanna Hudson can take over. Again, I think both teams are really helping each other here. They're sort of trying to make more of something that doesn't necessarily need to be made of. And the officials are going to step in here.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit needly. both players being spoken to, and they'll be provided a message that needs to go back to their own players as well. Referees indicated 5th touch. A lot of England got off this last touch action. Susanna Hudson running towards the corner, can't quite slip through. And then they need to get their defence set. And a good quick turnover by Wales, looking for some width early doors.
They need to get it across the other side and hit their sub-box if possible. It's Joan Jones. That's it. Richards, and again, Wales chipping away at the official for potential hard touches. This is the hardest our officials have actually had to make. They had to work this competition. Neil Fitzpatrick, Shane Hills and Bronwyn Wake have a fair amount of chatter in their ears, shall we say. Yeah. And we're just going to call the players in again. This game does have a little bit extra in it, I think it's safe to say. Yeah, absolutely. Referee, you can clearly say that. He's telling him to calm down.
It's a Welsh penalty. Welsh captain delivering the message the referee's passed on.
Not sure how well it will be abided, but we'll wait and see. It's easier said than done. Tell players to calm down. 6 minutes left of the European final. Here come Wales then. And it's with Ruck and now Evans.
There's that danger player, Roxy Williams. Ruck. Back into Williams.
To get Roxy Williams involved at the pitch, Wales. Not to have any chance you feel here. Here she is.
Got a sweeper on the link.
And she touches down. Did she get all the way through there? She did. Well, a moment of magic from Roxy Williams. Mentions if they're to have any chance, they maybe need to rely on one of those. And the Welsh number 5 has indeed provided it. Ghosted through the English defence. And Wales are back in with a shout. They're back within one.
Yeah, really good play. So the first time we see some variation in Wales attacking platform. England are caught out. Kate Davis-Bavin couldn't quite get back on side before she initiated that touch, and Roxy Williams takes full advantage of her sweeper play to get Wales back within one.
Johnny Lee again ends up on the deck.
There she goes, John Lee. Good touch by Rachel Stevens. 5th touch.
So England conjure up something. Get that 2-score cushion back. And struggle here, and to go a long way around. Maybe, just maybe, a little bit of pressure building on these English girls here. Wales can run this back and have their tails up with Sarah Platt, who gains a lot of yards. Forward now comes Lowry Morgan, followed by Huxtable. And in come the cavalry with Amberley Ruck. Taking over is Richards. Up to Jones. Roxy Williams outside it to her left. Well, slow it down. There is Williams.
We're running the same play again.
And the touch is called. Eerily similar, wasn't it?
Penalty for offside. Wales got 10 England to answer these questions. A lot of pressure on the defence now. Generally saying no touch. This is an interesting call from the referee. So low balls occurring.
Amberley Ruck.
There's a corner up.
And again, saw gold in her eyes there, didn't she?
England are reading this quite well at the moment, so Wales going to have to be absolutely spot on with everything they do here.
Goes out wide, tipped on. It was ambitious from Wales.
Look, a really good variation in their attacking strategy as well, and England just as good in their defensive policy as well. This is some really good play for both teams.
Yeah, certainly I think the 2 best defences in this women's competition. And they're facing very good attacking play. Both have held up superbly well, and that's a sloppy error from England.
Denny Payton just taking her eye off the ball as fresh players were coming on. Wales turning it over halfway.
6 touches from here, as they should get to the line with some change. Here's Richards.
Just over 2 minutes to go.
Taking over his shorts. And now Ramadan.
Nominates, comes up.
Ramadan, maybe a little bit of space outside. Jinks infield, goes for the line.
Good touch, Susanna Hudson. No Cruz on skates there. Lost a player, trying to recover. Susanna Hudson covers underneath.
There goes again. Short. Takes a touch, Ramadan, as Williams outside him, goes the other way. And it's now with Richard, steps inside. Still no touch. Looked to go all the way across and got the technique all wrong on the pass. Richards again having a word with the referee, who's not listening. And Wales now might have just had their chance slip. England know now they are just over a minute away from the European title.
Game management now from England. Wales have got to get up and force an error so they can get one last crack at England's line.
60 seconds.
Hudson and Cruz.
Here come England with Clues. Options either side. It's a lovely drop off.
It's going to be 6 again.
It is, yeah.
Penalty first. So, England with a chance to complete this set and potentially take home.
And there's no rush on this for England. And no, they can take every single second.
And Wales have got a terrible sub there.
Jenny Lee. Clock ticks down. Tillman. Lee. Forced away. And they'll come again. England now are 15 seconds away from being European champions again. Tillman takes over, it's back with
There it is.
the klaxon sounds, and England have done it. A really, really hard-fought game, and a really, really hard-fought win for England women in the Open. They will take home the gold medal, Wales the silver, and they gave it everything. But in the end, just, and only just, coming up short by 3 touchdowns to 2. It's England who are European champions.
Yep, England closed that game out. Look, Wales had England on the ropes on several occasions, but they've done really well, used all their experience, all their energy, all of everything they've learnt this week in the championships to take home the gold medal. Ultimately, no one's really going to remember the performance. Everyone's just going to see that England are European champions for an 8th consecutive time.
And that was the weight of history that Wales were battling against, and they so nearly overcame it. We saw the first touchdown of the match from Adlyn Drew, who was excellent throughout, scored the 3rd touchdown for England, which we'll see in a moment, which ultimately was the decider. And this is the first touchdown of Wales. Roxy Williams, who got both of them. This is her first, and didn't she do well here? Hit that hole, as you said so well.
Really, really good. It's such a difficult thing in touch sometimes, particularly at this stage of a competition. But a wonderful hole, and the pass to Farrington was very good as well.
And this was a crucial one for England to put them up 2-1 towards the end of the first half. They had possession here for a good 2 minutes, camped on the Wales line, and they did so well, Wales, to hold them there. But eventually the pressure told. Sophia Luxton got herself over for 2-1. And then England thought here they were home and hosed when Adlyn Drew went over. And in comparison to how difficult Wales made it for 99% of the game, this actually was comparatively pretty easy.
Absolutely. Look, I think on the scale of how they've performed over the course of this week, they'll probably look at this game and say, actually, this wasn't our best performance. Overall, to do this in a final, on this big of a stage, in front of this size of a crowd, on the BBC, I think they'll be delighted. And both of them will be delighted with that performance.
That was Roxy Williams going through. The defending player there, Hope Brothers Bavin, was offside, which is why that touch didn't count, and that's when Wales started to believe again. But ultimately, it is England who once again will take home the European title. An incredible battle between two very, very good teams. England are European champions once more. You see the England fans enjoying this one, and well they might, and the England skipper Susanna Hudson and Simon Clare. Oh, with Chris.
Well, Simon Clare, first of all, on the sidelines, how are your nerves in the last few minutes of that game?
Well, absolutely torn to pieces. They love, for some reason, to make the final a real battle, and yeah, well, what can I say? We got through there in the end. So,
in actuality, are you in fact like about 27 or 28, and the girls have just made you look a bit older?
Yeah, I used to be 7 foot and had black hair, but yeah, they keep me on my toes.
So, Susanna, the team have made Susanna Hudson. The team have put Simon through the shredder. What was being said on the pitch? There was a lot of chat with the referee. It got very intense out there.
Finals always get a bit heated and a bit intense just because everyone wants it so much. So the refs were just telling us just to calm it down and play a fair, good game, really. And I think we did in the end.
They said, can you calm it down? But then you had another chat as well. So what was said the second time around?
So the initial chat was just between me and one of their players. And then when it didn't calm down, they brought the captains in, which just happened to be me again.
you had an absolute nerve shredder against France yesterday, a couple of days ago as well, and then a more comfortable semi-final. But this tournament as a whole, how have you progressed as a squad, Simon?
Yeah, I think we've had several debutants in this year. The level has increased immensely from where we were a couple of years ago in the Jersey Euros, and I think some of the other results where we performed probably a little bit better. It just shows how far we've come, I think, in that time.
Susanna, what's this team like to lead?
An absolute pleasure. It's brilliant. It's such a positive team. Everyone is behind each other the whole way, and it's been easy and enjoyable. I've loved every second.
Yeah, and I remember in particular the weekend in Bath when it was snowing and minus several degrees, and everybody's there in puffer jackets and training. It makes this kind of the smiles on your faces. Makes that all worth it.
Yeah, definitely. But that's how much it means. We're willing to go and train in those conditions and put everything we've got into, well, being the best team in Europe.
Excellent. Very many congratulations. I think we're going to keep those smiles on your faces all the way through the after party later. And very many congratulations, guys.